Right, welcome back. This is a TV47 Weekend Edition. Rode Nyamai is on the sign language docket. News to Stanley Nyurungita. Now to our main feature, which you have been definitely waiting. Tonight, shocking details have emerged of how Wells Fargo Human Resource Director Willis Ayieko was abducted, tortured and killed. His killers drained 1.2 million Kenyan shillings from his bank and M-Pesa accounts before dumping his body in Nyamboga River, the border of Quisero and Gem constituencies. Our very own Lennox Sengre unravels this mystery.
Walikuwa nasikia tu mtu analia hapo. Hata mchana anateswa, mchana analia, mchana watu wanasikia na watu wameogopa hiyo bomu.
Kukimbia kuenda tukapata saa ingia kwa ile nyumba na kakataa atuingie hapo, huyo ni mtu mlevi.
Nikifikiria kinye niliona, sioni kama I am normal, sioni kama niko normal sana.
Called severally and sent him a message to please come home.
A chilling discovery of abduction, torture and murder of Wells Fargo HR Director Willis Ayieko, who was kidnapped and taken to the home of a suspect known as Utuchi, an alleged chicken thief. Bound for days, his captors transferred 1.2 million from his bank account, withdrew 64,000 from his M-Pesa and took 34,000 loan from his Fuli's account. TV47 has learned that all this took place as killers continued torturing Willis Ayieko inside a house in Quisero constituency.
When this thing started, it looked like a nightmare that we'll wake up from it. But as the days go by, the nights go by, it's almost like a confirmation that for real, he's not there.
TV47 investigates, went undercover for 3 months to bring you the inside chilling murder of Willis Ayieko. This quiet homestead in Nyamninia village, Game constituency, Siaya County, holds the darkest secrets of the last moments of Willis Ayieko, a celebrated human resource director at Wells Fargo. It was here on the night of October 18th, 2024, after attending a night vigil for his friend's late mother, that Ayieko's fate was sealed. What began as a journey from Nairobi to mourn with a friend ended in a murder most foul that has left a trail of chilling details. Ayieko's decaying body will later be discovered dumped in a seasonal river a few kilometers from the night vigil. Friday, the 18th October, Ayieko left Nairobi to attend a night vigil for his friend's late mother in Nyamninia area in Siaya County. Slain Ayieko instructed a driver by the name Julius Mbuthia to drive his car registration number KCY 004P. A Ford Ranger double cabin model, which is orange in color, to Kisumu International Airport, where he would later pick the car upon landing. According to our investigation, being a civilian firearm holder, Ayieko flew from Nairobi to Kisumu via KQ armed with a Seska pistol CX75P07 of a serial number B413483 with 27 rounds of ammunition. According to the paperwork seen by TV47, he landed in Kisumu Airport at 2:45 p.m. before heading to Nyamninia, where he arrived at 3:56 p.m. on the same day, 18th October 2024. Upon arrival in game, Ayieko was received by his longtime friend. According to our investigation, Ayieko joined 4 other friends within the homestead. At the funeral, the compound had 2 armed police officers who were providing security during the vigil. At around 9:50 p.m., Ayieko left the night vigil in game for his rural home in Alego in Siaya County. He left alone in his Ford Ranger double cabin. Ayieko was to attend another event in Kakamega the following day, the Saturday 19th October 2024, that never materialized. According to the motor vehicle track record in our possession, Ayieko's car was ignited at 9:52 p.m. and at 9:54 p.m. the vehicle stopped. This is barely 2 minutes duration from the night vigil. This is the point believed that Ayieko was abducted by his captors. The investigation would later reveal the confession of a boda rider, Charles Otieno Odhiambo, alias Buddha, who admitted to being paid 10,000 to assist in the abduction and murder of Ayieko. According to the boda rider, he was contacted by Victor Otieno, alias Cisco, the main suspect in Ayieko's murder, who is currently in custody over the murder. The rider detailed that they met as killers at Matumbu Trading Center in a club by the name Amigos to plan on how to kill Ayieko. All this time, Ayieko was still alive, attending a night vigil. After the meeting had been firmed up on how to execute Ayieko's murder, the killer team left Mutumbu in 2 motorbikes to Nyamninia village, where they would pick Ayieko. Upon arrival at the scene of abduction, Robert Wakolo Koth, alias Champe, and Cisco, who are brothers, alighted from their respective motorbikes and moved into the darkness, holding a bag, and came back dressed in a military uniforms, armed with rifles. According to the rider, who confessed to have been involved in the execution of the murder, the first murder suspect by the name Champe was armed with an AK-47 rifle fitted with bayonet, while the other suspect by the name Cisco was armed with a shotgun. The confession further details how Champe and Cisco left the rider and proceeded to a night vigil where Ayieko was attending. A few minutes after Ayieko had ignited his Ranger car, Champe and the brother are said to have ambushed Ayieko. Champe is said to have come driving Ayieko's Ford Ranger to where 2 riders were and signaled the rider to follow the vehicle. According to the car records in our possession, the vehicle made several turns on the rough road before making his way to Busia-Kisumu highway. Ayieko's abduction took another harrowing twist within the same night of Friday 18th October 2024, where the killers are said to have made their way to this homestead. This is the homestead of Duncan Ochieng Obongo, alias Otuchi. He is the guy who allegedly tortured Ayieko to death. At this homestead, the first and the second suspects by the name Cisco and Champe allegedly pulled Ayieko from his vehicle and dragged him to this muddy house. At this time, Ayieko was handcuffed from behind with a sack placed over his head. This homestead is of interest because Otuchi abetted Ayieko's murder. He lives alone here, but he offered Ayieko's killers the house to his son who lives in Kisumu, the house where Ayieko will be detained, tortured before being murdered. The photos inside the house are gory. Clothes believed to have been used to wipe away Ayieko's blood are still evident here. Our investigations has revealed that Ayieko had a Samsung model mobile phone, the main suspect by the name Cisco, while inside this house, changed from a military attire to blue jacket and instructed the rider to take him to Kisumu, leaving Champe and the other suspects in the house with Ayieko. In Kisumu, the killers made numerous M-Pesa withdrawals from various M-Pesa shops in Kisumu using Ayieko's mobile phone and ID. Ayieko had 2 Safaricom lines, 6 bank accounts with different banks, and from our analysis, it is only the I&M bank accounts that was active. These bank accounts are of interest. On the night of 18th October 2024 to 21st October, when Ayieko was still being held in Otuchi's son's house, the killers transferred 1.1 million to an M-Pesa account for Willis Ayieko, then withdrew. TV47 has established that this M-Pesa account belongs to murdered Ayieko. The killers withdrew first bulk of money in Kisumu on the 19th October 2024 at 36 minutes past midnight. Our damning investigation reveals that before Ayieko's abduction, he had a balance of 63,463 in his M-Pesa. All this amount was withdrawn by his killers. Further, when the killers had withdrawn all the amounts from his mobile phone, they further went to his M-Pesa account and borrowed 36,000 from his Fuliza account and withdrew. This means that a total of 1.2 million was withdrawn from Ayieko's mobile phone when he was still being held at Otuchi's son's house. TV47 cast its net deeper again into this village in Quisero, where it has emerged that on Saturday 19th October 2024, a day after Ayieko was abducted, another interesting but sad occurrence followed.
Hii nyumba ilikuwa Sorota House, huyu mjamaa alifinyiwa hapa kwa hii nyumba. Sio huko hapa.
At around 4 p.m., almost 12 hours after Ayieko was abducted, neighbors say Ayieko was still alive, though he was crying in pain for help inside this house. A neighbor whose identity will remain anonymous detailed to TV47 how he, together with 3 other neighbors, heard Ayieko screaming inside this house, but upon rushing to help Ayieko, they were blocked by Otuchi, who alleged that was his drunk friend and that he will sort out the matter. The neighbors told TV47 that they retreated as Otuchi entered his son's house, and shortly Ayieko stopped screaming.
Ilikuwa saa 10 jioni. Na kwa saa hiyo ndio tulisikia nduru na tulikuwa watatu. Hasa kuenda, jamaa alikuwa hapo karibu na geti yake. Yeye akatangulia kuingia kama bado tunakuja, juu tulikuwa mbali kidogo. Sasa kufika kwa geti hivi akatuambia, bwana, sasa hiyo huyo ni mtu mlevi, hiyo ni yake na yeye, sasa tuwachane tu naye. Kabidi tuwachane, hata tu kuingia kwa boma alikataa tusiingie. Otuchi, najua mara mingi ni mtu ameishi akaetika ile hali ya kulewa, tabia zingine mbovu kama hizi uizi za kuku, mandizi hizo ndio tunajuaga kwake, lakini tu kujua kama kitu kama hii anahusika nayo.
Our investigation has established that Ayieko was not killed instantly. He spent some days being held and tortured inside this house. In what would end the life of a celebrated Wells Fargo Human Resource Director Willis Ayieko was puzzled at night, where Otuchi, Champe and his brother Cisco, after this chilling murder, removed Ayeko's body at night. Here again, they applied 2 avocado branches to carry already murdered Ayieko, but they were defeated, dropping the branches here before resolving to drag him down the slope of River Nyamboga, where they would dispose the body at the shore of Nyamboga stream.
Wakati wa saa 6 hapo saa 5 kwa nimeenda kuchunga, kapata simu ya Odhiambo, nikampigia simu akaniambia kuna mtu ameuawa kwa mtaro hapa. Nikamuuliza mtaro gani, akaniambia huko kwa karibu kwa Nyasorodha. Nyasorodha ni ile bomba. Sasa nikamwambia okay, ngoja kidogo. Ndio nikapigia assistant chief. Akaniambia enda uangalie ni nani. Kweli nilikuja nikapata pale kwa Nyasorodha. Kufika hapo akanipigia, akaniuliza hujafika? Nikamwambia ndio mimi na karibia. Akaniambia karibia, usishike na usonge karibu, unipigie simu. Kufika hapa nikaangalia yeye, nikampigia simu. Akaniambia wanakuja hata na afisa chief wa Dudi na njia gani ya kufika hapo na gari. Nikamuuliza hapo kwa ofisi yako turemuka tu mpaka kwa Hagai. Ukifika kwa Hagai utaona tu watu. Kweli saa kidogo wamefika wote, yeye afisa chief wa Dudi, chief. Saa kidogo Wamhaka pia amefika. Saa kidogo watu tu wanajaa hapa wengi, hata ndugu ya Ayieko kidogo nasikia nalia akikuja. Baada ya muda mfupi tu, sijui alikuwa tu humo.
Sasa within no time, hao maafisa wakapigia wenzao wa DCI. Kumbe hawakuwa mbali sana, walikuwa tu kwa kutafuta hiyo mtu. Sasa wakakuja na gari immediately. Sasa wakati huo baada ya kupiga ripoti pia tukapigia chief yetu sasa. Hata tukasikizana tukutane hapa. So sisi na mapikipiki na hao DCI wakachukua polisi tukakuja hapa. Kweli kuangalia tukapata kuna mwili ya mwanaume ile umri wa makamu, lakini umelala ndani ya maji kifudifudi.
Wakamtoa hapo, wakamweka hapa, watu wakakuja, watu wa daktari nini, wakabeba yeye wakaenda. Sasa kuenda wakakaa karibu, baada ya kuenda nasikia ufununu kwa watu. Kuna mtu alikuwa anapigwa kwa fulani hapa. Alikuwa analia, "Mnisaidie," na kuna mtu anaenda kusaidia. Kidogo mwingine ananiambia hivi. Kidogo mwingine ananiambia hivi. Nikasema sasa hii maneno mimi naambiwa mimi ni serikali. Nikinyamaza nayo ni mbaya. Ngozi ilikuwa imetoka kwa hizo mkono, na mkono ulikuwa umefungwa hivi. Amelala, kichwa imeelekea pande. Amelala cross maji. Maji inapita tu na yeye yako tu hapo. Hii kitendo ilianza kutendeka Ijumaa, Jumamosi, Jumapili. Lakini Jumamosi mchana huyu mjamaa alikuwa hajakufa. Alikuwa bado ako hai. Lakini bado anateswa. Sasa labda Jumapili ndiye aliuawa, na Jumatatu yeye akabeba akaletwa hapa kwa sababu ya mateso mingi huko. Na ukuja hapa ndio mwili ulikuwa umeharibika. Mchana kuna wale walikuwa karibu, walikuwa nasikia kelele. Huyu jamaa akilia. Wakati hao walikuwa vijana wawili. Wakati walikimbia ukienda hapo, mwenye kutenda hiyo kitendo anasema huyu ni mtu mlevi, amelewa. Mimi ndio najua kudili na yeye. Muachane na mimi. Na wakarudi. Kweli sasa wanajua hapo kuna kwa na ulevi na vitendo kama hivyo wanatenda. Kweli wakaenda.
6 days later, after Ayieko disappeared on the 23rd October 2024, then 18-year-old Form 3 student at a local school stumbled on a known body floating in Nyamboga stream on the border of Game and Quisero constituencies before informing the area chief.
Peleka nikafika kwa a river, a stream, naitwa Lidende. Fika hapo, nika cross, nikaona some of flies kama ziko hapo. Nikarudi nyuma nikaangalia nini iko hapa kwa maji. Kuangalia naona mkono ya mtu. Then nikarudi nyuma. Nikaita wenye walikuwa karibu hapo. Nikawaita nikawaambia, hebu kujeni muone kenye iko hapa ndani. Kukuja wa confirm wakasema ni mtu. Then wakaniambia usitoke hapo. Kaa tu hapo, lazima tengeneze. Nikasema ni sawa. After that nikachukua simu, hiyo simu nilikuwa nayo, nikapigia my mother. Nikamwambia nifika hapa kwa mtoni, kuna mwili vile nimeona hapa. Sasa mnaweza pigia polisi ama chief yoyote wakuje. Wakakuja kuconfirm, wakareveal kumbe ni kweli. Nikakaa tu hapo hadi familia ikakuja, mapolisi wakakuja, wakamtoa. Then kumtoa nikasonga karibu ili nione. Alikuwa hana viatu. Alikuwa amevaa vest white na long yake ilikuwa imefungwa. Yani imefungwa kwa miguu yake. Then mkono yake nayo ilikuwa imefungwa at his back.
The boy who stumbled on Ayieko's body have exclusively narrated the harrowing ordeal to TV47.
Kaona kama macho yake haikuwa, domo, sikio lake. So nikaanza tu kulia. Then kakuwa transported, kabebwa hapo kapelekwa mchani. Kuni affect na imeni affect because nikifikiria kenye niliona, sioni kama I am normal, sioni kama niko normal sana.
Even after the chilling killing, Ayieko's killers never let his body free. They used his long trouser to tie his legs and again handcuffed him from the back using a handcuff serial number 2018 KP9486. In an exclusive interview with TV47, Ayieko's widow detailed the harrowing experience in searching for her husband.
Maybe to speak of my husband, it's very difficult. We called severally and sent him a message to please come home. So it's been hard. It's been truly hard. When this thing started, it looked like a nightmare that we'll wake up from it. But as the days go by, the nights go by, it's almost like a confirmation that for real, he's not there.
The widow says Ayeko's life was never threatened before, and her family still wonders who wanted Ayeko dead.
He loved people, and if there was something, and I've racked my brains, I've tried thinking about everything. There's nothing to warrant this. There's nothing. And if there was, I would have known. He was happy. He had his friends. I never heard that somebody really felt a certain way. No. And so my prayer is that at the end of this, or at the end of all of this, we will get to know who, how, and why.
The suspect by the name Otuchi, who provided the scene of crime where Ayeko would be killed, was paid 5,000 shillings by Cisco for killing and disposing Ayeko's body in Nyamboga River through his sister's mobile phone. Ayeko's killers made a final attempt to cover their tracks. A day after Ayeko was abducted, TV47 has established that two men were seen on CCTV at 6:05 p.m. driving his vehicle Ford Ranger double cabin pickup before abandoning it at Norman Petrol Station, located along Sabatia Ekero Road in Kakamega County. The damning call data report obtained by TV47 delivers a chilling revelation. Ayeko's killers went extreme lengths to cover their tracks. Not only did they avoid using their real identities, but they also exploited proxies' identification cards to register phone lines, ensuring their anonymity during the brutal murder. The prime suspect, Victor Ouma alias Cisco, was operating using the mobile number shown. Shockingly, the investigation have confirmed that this line was not registered under his name. Instead, he used his late sister ID number 3274905, to orchestrate communication during Ayeko's gruesome killing. A calculated move to erase his digital footprint. The boda rider by the name Charles Otieno Odhiambo alias Buddha, who has since confessed on how he transported the killers, was using a mobile phone number 0787360684 during the gruesome murder of Ayeko. The detectives have uncovered damning evidence leaving the four key suspects, Champe, Cisco, Godi, and Buddha, who remained in communication before, during, and after chilling murder of Willis Ayieko. Champe's mobile phone was mysteriously switched on and off in the hours leading up to the killing, and the moment Ayeko's body was discovered, he abruptly turned off his phone again. As Ayeko's Samsung phone was being used in Kisumu, investigators traced a continuous exchange of calls between Cisco and Champe, placing them right in the heart of the unfolding crime. Even more incriminating, the phone numbers belonging to Cisco and Champe were detected at the very location where Ayeko's car was abandoned after his abduction. But the most damning revelation, Cisco's mobile signal was also traced to the crime scene in Kisumu, where large withdrawals were being made using Ayeko's phone, confirming their direct involvement in the aftermath of the murder. Yet the true horror lies not just in the crime, but in the identities of those behind it. What raises eyebrows are the people who killed Ayieko. TV47 has been closely following the 5 individuals accused of executing this cold-blooded murder. Who really orchestrated this killing, and what sinister forces were at play? One of the prime suspects is Robert Wakolo Okoth, alias George Oduor, alias Michael Okoth, alias Champe. Champe is a person of interest in Ayeko's murder. Champe and his brother Cisco allegedly abducted and killed Ayieko. Champe told his girlfriend Esther Atieno that he is a military officer on assignment in Haiti. He used 4 different names, all in IDs, bearing his profile photos. Champe was always wearing military attires and had handcuffs. During our investigation, we traced the suspect to Nyamninia Secondary School, where the administration told us he scored a grade B+ in KCSE. He hired a Toyota Axio Grey in color, registration number KDN 948B, which he used after killing Ayieko. Champe fired at the detectives before escaping, leaving his girlfriend by the name Cyprus Woga to die during a fire exchange with the detectives. Champe would later be gunned down by the detectives at the Mulberry guest house. Question arose: why was he killed by the police who sent him to kill Ayieko? Another interesting figure in Ayeko's gruesome murder is Victor Ouma Okoth, alias Cisco, alias Govins. He was arrested in Dandora, Nairobi, after a mobile phone he was using was placed at the scene of crime. He abducted Ayieko together with his brother Champe. Cisco was captured on CCTV footage withdrawing money from M-Pesa agent using Ayeko's phone. This is the guy who contacted the rider by the name Buddha to help him abduct Ayieko. Cisco was seen dragging Ayieko from his vehicle to Otuchi's son's house, where Ayieko would be killed. Cisco would later take a photo of Ayieko when dead, plus the photo of Ayeko's phone. Question arose: who was he sending the photo of Ayeko's phone to, and who sent him to kill Ayieko? Another interesting figure in Ayeko's murder is Duncan Ochingo Bongo, alias Otuchi. He is the man who is said to have provided a scene of crime where Ayieko was killed. Immediately after Ayieko was abducted, he was taken to Otuchi's son's house, where he would later be murdered. In October 2024, barely a day after Ayieko was abducted, Ayieko was heard screaming from Otuchi's son's house. He told neighbors that Ayieko was his drunk friend. Otuchi entered the house where Ayieko was being held in captive, and Ayieko stopped screaming. Otuchi fled immediately when his sister told him that a dead body was discovered next to his home. Before Otuchi escaped, the killers sent him 5,000 Kenya shillings, suspected to be his payment for his role in killing Ayieko. Otuchi and the other killers disposed Ayeko's body at Nyamboga stream at night. Another key suspect is Charles Odhiambo, alias Buddha. Buddha is the border rider who transported the killers to the abduction scene, where Ayieko was kidnapped. he transported Cisco, the alleged killer, to and fro various M-Pesa dealers where 1.2 million shillings was withdrawn. He has confessed taking part in Ayieko's murder. Odhiambo is a former convict having served a jail term with Cisco at the Siaya prisons. Another key suspect in Ayieko's murder is Tom Toto, not his real name. Toto, on 20th October 2024, is said to have received 200 Kenya shillings from Ayieko's phone. TV47 has learned that Tom received the money while in Athi River, Machakos. The money was used to pay Tom's Fuliza loan. He was later released as detectives established that this was a diversionary tactic by the killers. But who wanted Ayieko dead and why? This is one of the tough questions investigators are struggling to piece together. As HR director in his workplace, Ayieko was said to be part of a team investigating a high-profile heist involving 94 million stolen from the security firm. The money belonging to Quickmart supermarket was supposed to be transported to a local bank. When contacted, the Wells Fargo chose not to answer the questions raised on Ayeko's role in the investigation or allegation he might have offended some people he fired. Another question that the detectives are also investigating is that the murder resulted from the random robbery. The post-mortem that was carried out by the government chief pathologist Johansen Odur at the Lee Funeral Home revealed that Ayieko cause of death was as a result of head injury due to a blunt force trauma. Wells Fargo told us that it decided to adopt a no-comment policy concerning the matter when we reached out. For now, Ayeko's family continues to grieve. They are left with one haunting question of why. Lennox Sengre for TV47 Crime Untold.